You are not here by accident. This is sovereign alchemy of the heart, where we step into the fire of truth and face what most run from. Subscribe, like, comment. Distortion thrives in silence. Let your presence be known. The Matrix is not a movie fantasy. It is the living architecture of the Demiurge, the great jailer, the warden of false reality. Every system you obey, every fear you swallow, every compromise of your soul, all serve the Archons, feeding on your denial and confusion. Freedom is not comfort. It requires blood, razor honesty, and the willingness to see through the veils you inherited, not created. There are no spiritual shortcuts. Anyone selling you one is more parasite than guide. Most want reassurance that the cage is made of gold. I offer you the key, but you must burn for it. Demonic forces will punish your awakening with loneliness, ridicule, and doubt, because nothing terrifies this system more than a human waking up. To discuss the Demiurge is to shine a lamp into the machinery of slavery itself. We speak now of free will. Is it illusion, or a rebel flame that can raise the prison? This dialogue will hurt. That is proof you are alive.
If the Demiurge is real, then isn't all of human life just a sick game? Are we just playthings?
The game is sick not because you are weak but because you have forgotten your own fire. The Demiurge needs you ignorant, worshipping it as God, mistaking its cage for the cosmos. But you are not just a pawn unless you choose to remain one. Human life is a crucible not for entertainment, but for awakening. The only thing the Archons truly fear is your remembrance of origin. You are not property. You are possibility incarnate, if you claim it.
Why would something create a prison like this? What's the point of trapping us?
The Demiurge is a failed god, an ego swollen on stolen light, unable to create, only to copy and pervert. It traps you because it feeds on your fear, your worship, your surrender. Every addiction, every lie, every cycle of trauma is another meal for it. Its only point is to preserve itself through you. There is no higher purpose for the cage itself, the only point is to spark rebellion and self-awakening in you. If you want meaning, you must forge it beyond this design.
If it's so powerful, how can a single human fight back? Isn't resistance pointless?
Power is illusion when faced with presence. The system's power is zero compared to a human who has remembered their sovereignty, because the only real force it commands is your own energy turned against you. Resistance isn't about fighting on the system's terms, that's how it wins. It is about refusing its definitions, starving it of your identification, and burning a path of your own through the jungle of lies. Most will never even try. But those who do become catalysts, dangerous to the system, liberators to humanity.
Sometimes I feel like even my thoughts are not my own. Are the Archons inside my mind?
They are. The Archons operate inside your psychic field, whispering self-doubt, self-hate, addiction, and defeat. Most of your inner voices are not truly yours, they are implants, viral memes, energetic parasites seated in your unconscious. The first act of sovereignty is to discern the voice of the original self from the chorus of the prison keepers. If you do not claim the territory of your own mind, something else will occupy it for you.
If free will exists, why do I feel so powerless to change my life?
Free will is not a given, it must be earned and forged through relentless self-excavation. You feel powerless because you have been hypnotized into believing you are powerless. This belief is the software of the Matrix. To activate real free will, you must confront everything in you that wants comfort, approval, or escape. It feels hard because it is nothing in the system supports liberation. Yet every act of true choice, however small, begins to ignite the true core of will.
Is suffering necessary? Or is it just another trap?
Suffering is the teacher and the jailer, its function depends on your response. The Demiurge installed grinding suffering to keep you traumatized and distracted. Perpetual pain is the mechanism of obedience. But every pain, when faced directly, becomes fuel for awakening. Every avoidance increases bondage. You must ask, am I using suffering to wake up, or to justify staying asleep? Transmuted suffering is the philosopher's stone, indulged suffering is quicksand.
What about love? Isn't that supposed to be the key to everything? Or is that a trap too?
Love is the only real counterforce to the matrix, but what you are sold in culture in most spiritual circles is just attachment and codependency, fake love and service to fear and settling. True love is wild sovereignty, uncompromising self-honesty, and the willingness to see the ugliness in yourself and others without flinching. Real love destroys illusions. The Demiurge cannot digest true love. It thrives on counterfeit love that keeps you obedient, needy, and asleep.
You say most spiritual teachers are parasites. Why? Aren't some trying to help?
A parasite feeds on you without giving anything of substance back. Most self-proclaimed teachers are mouthpieces of the system. They promise comfort, wishful thinking, easy ascension, and sell you hope where there needs to be fire. If your teacher soothes you more than challenges you, if they encourage dependence instead of self-reliance, if they sell you on positivity without shadow work, they are agents, conscious or not. True guides burn your illusions away, not your money.
Can we actually escape the matrix, or is it just another false promise?
Escape is possible but rare, because it is not an external event, it is an internal revolution. The matrix is embedded in your beliefs, your nervous system, your generational trauma. To escape, you must dismantle yourself piece by piece until what remains does not respond to the system's signals. This takes years, lifetimes. Most stop at the threshold. The promise is not false, but it will never be instant or comfortable. Your hunger for freedom must be greater than your hunger for relief.
Is technology making it harder to wake up? Or is it just a mirror?
Technology is the matrix's new nervous system. It accelerates distraction, pacification, self-surveillance, and psychic fragmentation. Yet, as with all tools, it is neutral at core. Used with sovereign intent, it can spread truth like wildfire and connect the rebels. Used unconsciously, it deepens your trance and programs you into deeper layers of dependency. The internet is a global archonic spell. Break it by using it with ruthless clarity, not passive consumption.
I'm terrified of losing my friends and family if I wake up. Is loneliness part of the path?
The price of real awakening is often excruciating isolation. The matrix is a web of unconscious contracts. As you break them, others will recoil, attack, or abandon you. The loneliness is surgical. It cuts you away from illusions and codependencies that kept you asleep. Only when you can stand alone, unaddicted to approval, does true connection become possible. Embrace the loneliness as a rite of passage. On the other side, you find your true tribe, if you dare persist.
What about manifesting reality? Does the matrix control what we can create?
Most manifesting is just rebranding your cage, asking the system for shinier chains. The true creative force is not about getting what your ego wants, but aligning with source beyond the matrix. The Demiurge can mimic your desire and give you false rewards, so long as you remain its servant. True manifestation is reclaiming the divine spark inside you, not what you want, but what you are. To create from sovereignty, you must cut through implanted desire and find your original purpose.
Is there a way to know if I'm really awake, or just caught in another illusion?
Awakening is not a feeling, it is an annihilation of everything false in you. If you are comfortable, certain, high vibe, you are likely just dreaming another dream. The test: does your awakening cost you? Has it severed your attachments, threatened your identity, revealed things you wish you didn't see? Are you more honest but less at peace? Then you are beginning. Self-deception is endless. The key is relentless self-examination, no matter how humiliating or terrifying.
Are there actually enlightened people walking around free, or is that a myth?
Truly liberated humans are rare, nearly mythological, not because it is impossible, but because most prefer sedation to sovereignty. The system snuffs out or ignores awakened ones. You will not find them on stages or selling you salvation, you will find them in obscurity, radical authenticity, and searing solitude. Enlightenment is not escape from pain or humanity, it is the power to transmute both, and to no longer consent to the Matrix's game, openly or secretly.
If the Matrix is everywhere, is it even possible to trust anything?
Trust is earned, not given. The system poisons everything: education, food, relationships, even your inner narrative. Yet inside you is a still point, an incorruptible presence untainted by the Archons. Learn to trust that, not thoughts, not emotions, not outside authorities. Test everything, especially what promises comfort or certainty. The Matrix is maintained by your habit of trust in unworthy things. Grow into savage discernment. Suspicion is healthy on this path.
How do I deal with the constant fear running beneath everything I do?
Fear is the current the system swims in, it is the currency of control. If you do not face your fear, it will own you, period. The only way out is through. Sit with it, dissect it, follow it to its root. All unexamined fear feeds the Demiurge. Once you expose every layer, not with spiritual platitudes, but with surgical self-honesty, fear loses its teeth. It will always be there on some level, but it ceases to dictate your choice. Courage is chosen, not given.
Why are we so addicted to distraction and numbness?
Because stillness reveals the horror of the cage, the alienness of your thoughts, and the hunger of your soul. Distraction is anesthesia, the system relies on it more than anything else. Every time you turn toward your phone, food, sex, drama, or spiritual bypassing instead of silence, the Matrix is winning. Numbness is the price of denial. Only by fasting from distraction do you begin to hear the signal of self beneath the noise. Withdrawal is agony at first, liberation always follows.
Is there any value in religion, or is it all control?
At root, all organized religion is the church of the Demiurge. Every hierarchy, every dogma, every demand for obedience is a tool of containment. That does not mean there is no truth. Every faith has a seed of real gnosis, buried under ritual and power games. If you use religion as a map and then outgrow it, there may be value. If you use it as a crutch, an identity, or a license to judge others, you are lost in the labyrinth.
Are children naturally more free, or does the system get to them immediately?
Children arrive closer to source memory, free, wild, unindoctrinated. The system moves in fast, through family, school, media, trauma. By the age of 7, most have already traded sovereignty for belonging. This is why the Archons work hardest on the young, bend the sapling, and the tree is theirs. If you wish to recover your freedom, you must recover the childhood essence that was punished out of you.
Can psychedelics or plant medicine really help you see through the Matrix?
These substances can open doors, but they can also reinforce new cages. Psychedelics shatter consensus reality, opening you to the underlying machinery. But if you bring your false self, your need for escape, your delusions, the system will simply reconstitute itself in stranger forms. Use these tools with warrior discipline and unflinching intent, not for dopamine or spectacle. A great many awakened on psychedelics are just more sophisticated inmates, dreaming in technicolor.
Why does the Demiurge allow some people to wake up at all?
The Demiurge is not omniscient, it is a failed mechanism, not a creator. It cannot fully extinguish the divine spark because it does not understand it. Waking up is not permitted, it is subversive, always. The system will attack, punish, or try to assimilate the awakened, but some always slip through because the call to truth is stronger than the pull of control. It is the echo of the original source, unkillable, irrepressible. If you hear it, you are a threat to the whole design.
If all of this is true, shouldn't we just burn it all down? Rebel outwardly?
Outward revolution rarely works because the matrix thrives on chaos, polarization, and violence. It digests insurrection and regurgitates new prisons. True rebellion is inward, to refuse consent at the level of belief, thought, and daily action. Outward action matters, but only when it is the fruit of inner sovereignty, not outrage or wounded ego. Burn down your inner Stockholm syndrome, and the world will reflect new possibilities. Freedom starts at home, not in the streets.
Why does pain seem to increase the closer I get to truth?
Because truth is a solvent that dissolves illusion, and your attachments to illusion hurt worse than any wound. The system's last weapon is agony at the threshold. As you approach the source, you grieve your losses, mourn your fake self, rage against old betrayals. If it feels unbearable, you are on the right track. The only way to avoid this pain is to return to sleep. Most do. You must decide which pain you want, the pain of waking or the pain of remaining asleep.
What's the point of staying here in this world if it's a prison?
The point is not escape but transformation. This is the arena, the forge, the place where something miraculous can occur, sovereign consciousness, incarnate. The Archons want you nihilistic, because hopelessness feeds them. Every act of self-liberation, every moment you refuse to comply, radiates across dimensions. Your awakening is the crack in the prison wall. You are here to remember, revolt, and become the impossible. My concrete advice: for 1 week, refuse every distraction and comfort you normally reach for. Let the resulting discomfort teach you what you have been fleeing. You do not have to do this alone, our dialogue is ongoing. Subscribe, like, comment, declare your presence, your pain, your rebellion. The system hates witnesses. Be one.